Hi, I'm Miranda Suess. Welcome to my channel. I'm a wedding photographer based in New York and New Jersey of Suess Moments Photography. You can find me on Instagram. So we're going to talk about 2 reasons why you shouldn't do a first look on your wedding day. Before we get into that, we're going to cover the history behind waiting for the altar at the ceremony to see each other. And then we're going to talk about the benefits of a first look before the ceremony. And then we're going to talk about those 2 reasons why you shouldn't do it. So wait until the end of the video for me. Thank you so much. And hit the like button. Helps more bride-to-bes find this video. Okay, so you are planning a wedding. You are super excited for your wedding day. You've been dreaming for this moment of when he sees you for the first time, or she sees you for the first time as you walk down the aisle. And it is the most iconic, emotional moment you'll probably ever experience in your entire life. So you've been looking forward to this day. That's like what Hollywood has glamorized and what you've probably seen on social media. And you think it's just like the moment that you've been waiting for your entire life. Let's just let that moment sink in for you. Moment of silence. Okay, now let's talk about that history I was mentioning. Okay, the history behind that iconic moment is back in the pre-1800s, families would arrange marriages. Now, some cultures actually still do this in traditions, and there's, in my opinion, everything wrong with that. Because I believe marriage is based on love, true love. In prehistoric times, they would arrange marriages between a man and a woman. And these families would arrange it. The man would not see this woman. And they would lie to this groom-to-be, saying, it would be very unlucky if you see your bride-to-be before the wedding day. So the groom's waiting at the altar with this priest, whoever, and this bride-to-be is coming to see her groom-to-be for the first time, trusts her parents that they picked out the right man for her, and she's gonna feel hopefully love or wealth or whatever it is, you know, getting the approval from her parents. She has this veil on. She goes to the altar. And he is thinking, I hope I'm attracted to her. I hope she'll do the dishes. And that's the moment. What's going to happen tonight? Did you know husbands claimed property of their wife? Wives didn't have any authority in the relationship. Husbands owned their wife. And they decided that, you know what? We don't want to feel like we're property anymore. We want to be able to get a job. So you got the history behind wedding days, waiting for the altar. Let's talk about the benefits of first looks. Because I'm a wedding photographer, I'm very, 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 very biased about first looks. Before I became a wedding photographer, I fantasized of the moment of seeing my husband at the altar and him crying when he sees me. And then me coming down the aisle looking like an angel, a blessing from the heavens. And him just being like, oh my God, isn't she the most beautiful woman in the world? Like, come on, Hollywood glamorized all that. And that is amazing. And then just recently, first looks have become like a new thing before the ceremony. And you know why? These are the reasons, the benefits between the first looks. And the genius, I don't know who thought of it and who wanted to break traditions, but thank you for making that okay. Because before the ceremony, you can knock out all the photos before, and then you can enjoy the rest of your wedding day that you spent lots of money, or your family, your parents, whatever, spent a lot of money and invested in on your wedding day. So that means the food, the company, all your favorite people. You get to hang out with them after the ceremony and take care of all those photos beforehand. That means after your first look, you go straight into those bride and groom portraits, and then you get into those wedding party pictures. Fun. And then last but not least, you'll end up doing those VIP family photos before the ceremony. Ceremony happens, you can either choose to go to cocktail hour or just hang out in the bridal suite with your new hubby, wifey, whatever, before the reception, before you have to walk in and start dancing and saying hello to more guests. So that's one obviously great reason why you should do a first look before your ceremony. Another reason is you're going to look your absolute bomb-ass self as soon as your makeup's done. You do all those bridal portraits in the bridal suite. Then you head out to see your groom or bride. And you're going to look like your best flawless self because you just got your makeup done and your hair did. So she is going to see you for the first time looking like a goddess, okay? And then you go into all the rest of their photos, right? Another benefit of a first look is if you're an anxious person, you know you're going to cry on your wedding day. This is a moment where the two of you can be in private and not feel the pressure of hundreds of people watching you guys, for the first time when you see each other. So like there's a lot of pressure when you're in front of all those people, looking especially at the groom at the altar or bride at the altar, just to see if they have a reaction as you walk down the aisle. I think first looks, you don't really have that kind of pressure. It's just the two of you just sharing that moment of seeing each other and getting all that anxiety gone. Sigh of relief. Your partner actually showed up on the wedding day. They look amazing and they want to marry you. It's such a good feeling. Okay, and then you get into those photos right after. Another reason why you should do a first look is because your photo experiences on your wedding day will become so much more relaxed. It's more of like a super chill vibe with your wedding photographer, because if you were waiting for the aisle to see each other for the first time and then you go straight into photos right after that, it's go, 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 because you only have the duration, the time of the cocktail hour to get all those photos done. So it just doesn't make sense to do that unless you have a wedding that is, like, for example, a church. Then you have like enough time in between the end of the church ceremony to the cocktail hour start time. Then you have all that time to like get all those photos knocked out, which is fine. But if you're having a wedding all at one location, you have to consider that first look, because it's way too rushed during cocktail hour to get all those photos done. Because the photographer has to capture not only the bride and groom portraits, but also the wedding party pictures and the VIP photos. And let me tell you how stressful it becomes trying to arrange all those people during cocktail hour when they want to go mingle, get drinks, food, hors d'oeuvres, appetizers, and they can't because they have to take pictures. And it's very, very stressful. Let me tell you, based on my experience, super stressful. And I don't want that. And I don't wish that upon any couple on their wedding day, to have that kind of stress trying to arrange all those people. So if you're having a wedding all at one location, consider a first look before the ceremony, because it's just way too stressful during cocktail hour to get it all done. Okay, so then another reason why you should do a first look before the ceremony is if you're having a summer, hot, warm type of day, you expect those temperatures to happen on your wedding day. The earlier you take care of all the photos, the cooler temperatures it'll be, which is kind of like law of weather. So that's kind of a no-brainer. And then last but not least is if you take care of the first look before the ceremony, you'll have less of a risk of people photobombing your photos. Because if you wait till after the ceremony to do your pictures, there's more people getting in your frames or interrupting you during your photo sessions. So taking care of that before the ceremony is just photographer's kiss. Or chef's kiss, whatever. Okay, now the reason why you're here on this video and you waited till the end. So I really, really appreciate you sticking around for this part. So there are 2 reasons why you should not do a first look on your wedding day. Those 2 reasons are: if you're not a morning person, you don't want to wake up at the crack of dawn or before the sun rises. That's usually the case for, afternoon type wedding ceremonies. But yeah, most likely if you do a first look on your wedding day, just expect that you're going to be waking up very early on your wedding. Okay. Another reason why, number 2, why you should not do a first look on your wedding day is if you're a super traditional person. You don't want to break tradition. You want to do what your parents did and what your grandparents did and generations have done. And you want to wait for the aisle to see each other. You've seen it in the movies. You fantasized about it. That's what you want. Do it, girlfriend. Do whatever you want. At the end of the day, this is your wedding. You have one shot, I hope, one shot to get this the way you want. You're going to get opinions left and right on what you should and should not do. I'm a professional wedding photographer. I've been shooting a lot of weddings, and I can see and feel the stress from my couples, and I know what works and what does not work for most couples. And you can drop a question below if you still are unsure about doing a first look before or at the ceremony. And I am here for you. You can vent to me, whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be biased, and I'm going to tell you to do a first look before your ceremony. I'm just going to tell you how it is. But at the end of the day, for you, it's about you. So do what you want. The photographer will freaking figure it out. If you hire a professional planner, coordinator, photographer, videographer, they will work around whatever you want based on doing a first look at the ceremony or before the ceremony. They will weigh the pros and cons of both, and then you should make your decision. Okay. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully this gives you clarity on whatever you decide for your wedding day. And please drop a comment below, like I said before, if you have any questions. You can also send me a DM on Instagram or email me directly. It's fine too. I'm here for you, and best of luck with wedding planning. Mwah.